Jay Marantatu. Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio.
Stand out. You and I don't fade. We look to the sidewalk from within a parade. We don't belong. We just don't fit in. You get more from losing than you do from a win. And there's a place where we can go, just over the distant hill, and we won't have to beg, and we won't have to steal, and we won't have to walk in tomorrow's sunrise. You and I are watched. You and I don't blend. You and I get shuffled all the way to the end. You and I get lost. We slip out of view. I promise you one thing, I'll wait here for you. And there's a place where we can go, just over the distant hill, and we won't have to beg.
Iko Mujic. Is that alright? Welcome to the Celtic Roots Radio Show. I'm Raymond McCullough, right here in Belfast, with another tasty helping of great new music, plus a wee bit of crack from myself. I started the show off today with a rocky Celtic track from a Texas band we've played a few times in past shows, Needfire. Our show this week is sponsored by a new book written by myself called The Whore and Her Mother, 9/11, Babylon and the Return of the King. I started writing this after the events of 9/11, and it's about whether the old Hebrew prophets have anything to tell us about modern day and future events. It's already visible on Amazon and will be on Kindle, etc. You can actually pre-order it from Amazon UK or from the Book Depository, and you can read several chapters for free or listen to them on iTunes podcast. All the info is on my new The Whore and Her Mother fan page on Facebook, or follow the book on Twitter. We now have well over 60 members in our Celtic Roots Cafe network. That's where you'll find information about many of our artists and bands, over 40 great music videos, photos, forum posts, and the blog. Just click the cafe button on our main website, CelticRootsRadio.com. And as you're still commenting on the show, Janice McDowell from Valdosta, Georgia says, one word, awesome. David Brown, who lives in Huntsville, Texas, USA, says, love Celtic Roots Radio. Thanks for those thoughts, Janice and David. I also received an email from a local FM radio station that I've been in touch with up in Donegal here in Ireland. Susan says, hi Raymond, we would be more than happy to broadcast your show here at ICR FM. I will be in touch with broadcast dates. So, any show on community radio are going to be our first syndicated FM station here in Ireland. Listeners will be able to hear the show in North Donegal and also in Derry City and other parts of Northern Ireland. Are there any other AM or FM stations out there anywhere who'd like to add some great Celtic and Roots music to their station? Let me know. Raymond at CelticRootsRadio.com. This show's now being downloaded in 90 countries around the world, with 5,000 or 6,000 listeners to each show. We also have lots of listeners in Brazil, Japan, China, Singapore, Malaysia, other parts of South America, in Israel and other Middle Eastern countries, and all over Europe, including Russia. So please keep in touch with us through email, Facebook message, Twitter, or our cafe site, and do go to your local iTunes store and review the show for us. Drop us a wee email to let us know in case we miss it, and you'll find all our other podcasts on iTunes too. Just put Raymond McCullough into the search box. And remember, in between our podcast shows you can listen to Celtic Roots Radio all day long, complete with all the crack from myself, on our 24/7 Live 365 station. Find that on our website too. We're listening now to Perpetual Emotion from Maine, USA, with April Waltz.
name it was Mary McGee. Well, she sighed for the love of her country, and Michael Devitt, her true Irish boy, who is now in that prison in Portland, far from the lovely sweet banks of the Moy. I quickly approached this fair maiden. I asked her what was the cause of her woe, and what was the reason for her misery, that she wandered so far away from home. Well, she sighed for the love of old Ireland, and Michael Devitt, her dear Irish boy, who is still in that prison in Portland, far from the lovely sweet banks of the Moy. And so to conclude and to finish, I hope that the day will soon come when those cruel landlords and their bailiffs from the Isle of St. Patrick must run. We will unfurl our green and gold banner, and to Ireland we'll raise it on high, and we'll drink to our brave Michael Devitt on the lovely sweet banks of the Moy.
That was Howling Moy from a band called Bloomsday in Illinois, USA. Well, I've been taming the jungle a bit recently. I've been negotiating for the use of a wee bit of land. It's only 0.4 of an acre, across the road from the wee stone cottage we hope to be living in very soon. Negotiations are looking pretty good at the moment, and I have the owner's permission to do some clearing of the site, which is really overgrown with grass about 8 foot high, and nettles, brambles and ivy. I cleared about half of it a week ago and allowed the grass to dry and then set it on fire. This week I've built an even bigger bonfire which I've been adding to ever since. When it dries out enough I'll have another blaze. I was working on the site the other night and thinking, here I am building a bonfire, and it's just about bonfire season. In Northern Ireland we have this Protestant tradition that dates back to 1690, when the Protestant Dutch prince, William III, defeated King James II of Scotland, who also happened to be Catholic, at the Battle of the Boyne. This battle took place on the 12th of July 1690, and so every year we have what is known as the 12th of July, or simply the 12th. I've seen it described online as Orange Man's Day, but nobody in this part of the world would know what you're talking about if you called it that. On the night before, the 11th night, each Protestant area will light up a large bonfire, often with an effigy of the traitor Lundy on top, and sing, dance and drink beer around it. It sounds like a great folk tradition, and some people try to sell it as a kind of tourist attraction to visitors, but unfortunately it's a very one-sided triumphalist tradition, and as it often ends up with riots and petrol bombs and policemen and firemen injured, it tends to backfire on the attraction front. There was a time many years ago when most Protestants would have put up their Union flag for the month of July, but since the Troubles gave flags and marches such a bad name, most Protestants now, especially the middle class, tend to give the whole thing a miss and get away off their holidays before the event. Anyway, as I drove home last night, I passed about 8 of these bonfires, the last one being just across the road from my house. It was blazing merrily, and with the reflection in other people's windows, it looked like the whole place was on fire. Thankfully it all passed off peacefully in our area, though not in some other parts. This is Sarana VerLin from Michigan, USA, on a tune called Chagford Really.
Hey, crazy bird, won't you rest your weary wings and settle down? People saying you've been too long flying round. The stars and moon will never be as high as I've been in my time. They'll never see the things that I've seen. Welcome to my world now, baby. You and I have lots to see. Take a trip to somewhere different. It's wonderful and hassle-free. I have tried my best now, baby, but I don't want to be like them. All I want's the chance to be myself, the chance to live, to be a free man.
As I had been working down at the site in Listuder, I also needed to dig a trench through some very soggy ground, so as to allow a drain to be released into the river and the ground to dry out. I don't know if it was a lurgan spade I was using or not, but it was a long one. You see, we were saying here that someone had a face on him like a lurgan spade, meaning a long face. He wasn't happy. Or sometimes we might say, she had a gum on her like a busted boot. Anyway, the soggy ground became more and more like I was digging turf, which you do with a special long one-sided spade called a slam. In the past, the slam was made differently in different areas of the country. West of the River Bann, which would be predominantly Roman Catholic, they used the left-handed or footed slam. East of the Bann, in counties Antrim and Down, which are mainly Protestant, they dug with the right foot. So the expression developed that if someone digs with the left foot, it means they were Catholic or nationalist, and vice versa. In our football mad age, this has since got corrupted into kicks with the left foot or right foot, but the original expression came from how we used to dig turf in the past. So there was I digging this trench, and I noticed I was tending to dig with my left foot. It seemed just a wee bit odd to me, as there had just been building my very own bonfire. Well, it amused me. Listening to Katherine Moller from New Brunswick, Canada, in a tune called Tipsy Gypsy. I'm going to leave you now with a bit of funky blues, Mr. Devil from Tori in Texas, USA. As you all look after yourselves now. Slam.
Mr. Devil, you're the worst thing. You like a monster just so casually. And can't you see that I don't give in that easily? Oh no, not me. Mr. Devil, you look so good. That suit, that tie, those glasses so wide. I don't think that I'm mistaking you for someone kind. I know what you like, and we will fight one movement at a time. We will recognize like fire and ice deep in the night, Mr. Devil. Oh. Mr. Devil, look and see. No longer will you be affecting me. 'Cause you got the tension, but I got the nasty attitude. Now, Mr. Devil, I know better than you. I know what you like, and we will fight one movement at a time. We will recognize like fire and ice deep in the night. I know what you like, and we will fight one movement at a time. We will recognize like fire and ice deep in the night. Mr. Devil, Mr. Devil, you're a mean one, Mr. Devil. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Scrooge.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banagia.